Hello, 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 everybody. Everybody. What's cracking? What's happening? What's going on? How is everybody doing? Cheers, guys. Cheers. First, let's start. Guys, there's way too many common last names. Way too many, guys. Way too many common names. Names in general. I am sick and tired of hearing Jose and Luis. Jesus is on the list. But why we have to have, I know way too many Jose's. I know way too many Luis's as a person. But people have so many common names. It's annoying, guys. It's so annoying. Every time you turn around, there's a Jose. Every time you turn around, there's a Luis. It's so crazy. Why is it always got to be Jose or Luis? Is the number one common name I've heard. Ashley as well. There's always an Ashley. I know a lot of Ashleys, and it could continue. But Jose and Luis's, there's too much, guys. There's too much. And Joseph's, there's a lot of Josephs. Names are so common. Bobby's, Samuel. A lot of the folks that are named Samuel never go by their name Samuel. They cut it short. They say, my name is Sam. And you're like, is it really Sam or is it Samuel? They're like, it's Samuel, but I cut it short. There's way too many names, guys. There's so many names. I'm so concerned sometimes about this world. I'm like, there's a lot of names that could be chosen for a human being, but yet we still stick with the same ones. There's so many names out there, but we gotta keep doing. Why does Angelica have to look like Angelica? It's just so crazy. A Crystal has to be hyper and stuff. Nadia, a person named Nadia, for some reason they are the queen of the world. It's just there's a lot of names that are the same. A lot of names and personalities. Josephine. Hello, Shaggy Girl. What's the common name that you always hear? Always. I'm already sick and tired of so many names, repeated names. So many repeated names. I can't even do it myself. It's like, what's going on with these people? Why are they naming their kids the same? Being wrong. And it's too many common names. And it's all like, of course you will be named Jesus. Let me guess, everybody in school said, Jesus. It was so common for a person named Jesus. They're like, okay, well, Jesus is Jesus. So Jesus, oh, you Jesus. Oh, look, Jesus is doing this. Can you believe? It's like temptation. A Miguel. Always a Miguel somewhere. There's always got a Miguel. Always got to be some sort of Miguel somewhere. Of course your name is Mike. Is it name Mike or Michael? because a lot of people don't like their also name Michael. They go, oh, I prefer Mike instead. Same thing with Bobby. There's a lot of Bobbies in this world. A lot of Richards in this world. So many Richards. So many Alexes. So many Alexandras. So many Cassandras. So many names that are exactly identical to almost everybody. But again, the most common name is going to be a Jose or Luis. It's so annoying. That and Daniel. Daniel is another freaking common name. And if your name is in my list that is so common, don't be like, well, quit hating. It's not about hating Jose's. It's not about hating Luis's. It's just about hating the fact that why a parent always has to name their kid the same. Always. These days, there's a lot of common new kids that are like, of course your name is Alexandra. Of course your name is, it's like, there's a lot of foreign names too that, it's like, how do you pronounce that name? And then they're like, they hate their name because their mom or dad gave them the worst name possible to even say, because they thought, oh, it's a unique name, in which it was not unique anymore, because now you got to correct everybody on how to say your name. There's a lot of people and I'm like, what is your name? Akalisha? They're like, Akalisha. I'm like, what? They're like, it's all fine. I get it all the time. It's like, jeez, that must suck. That must suck every single time you got to pronounce your name. A lot of the names too, people just hate them. So they choose another name. Hello, Williams. All right. You've been here a couple of times. Be here a couple of more times. And I'll make you a computer monitor, aka moderator. What is the common name that you've heard of? That's another one too. William. For some reason, everybody's name is William or Will. Some people are like, they'll say William, and then they'll be like, well, I go for Will for short. It's so common. I don't know why. It's just so common. Very common names here. Very common names. You think about it. The one thing I hate about it too is that, hold on. Also, Muhammad. Muhammad is freaking used everywhere in India. Every freaking where there's a Muhammad. Oh, what's your name, Muhammad? Of course your name is Muhammad. Jeez, why we gotta name the people the same? Jack, Jake. A lot of Jakes in this world, a lot of Jacks in this world. There's a lot of Kims in this world. There's way too many Lewises in this world. Of course your name is Lewis. It's like, I'm tired of meeting Jose's, Lewis's. That's the main thing that is so annoying. Miguel's is another one too. And it's like, okay, where I was going with that is, it sucks because a lot of the parents back in the 80s and some parts of the 90s, but the 80s, a lot of the kids were named after their fathers, great grandfathers of the greatest of the history. Now, how must that suck God, does that suck. For instance, again, this is a common mofo name. Josepher. Joseph. Oh, what is your name? If Josepher the Third. Of course you're Joseph the Third. Of course. You would have to be Joseph the Third. And, you know, second gen, third gen, it's like, geez, guys, that has to suck. That has to suck. Hector, you know, Hector Jr., Hector Sr., Hector the Fourth. There's too many. Like, what? Come on. And it's all like, oh, it's supposed to be traditional to name your kid after Joseph because it was your father's great grandfather's fathers, and continues legacy. It's like, what? That must really suck. That must really, really suck. You can't just be like, oh yeah, well, this is Josepher the 16th. Dang, Josepher the 16th. When does it stop? When do you put your foot down and not be, oh, okay, well, my kid is gonna come out, my kid is gonna be Josepher, and if it's not Josepher, it's gonna be something else. It's like, yeah, so your kid has a name that has to be generated by you all because y'all want to generate it, instead of letting a personality or a thought and opinion between mother and father. Oh no, we have to name him Louis the 14th because all of our great ancestors. Gogru! You hear Gogru? He heard himself. He's like, but it's always common names like that. It's so annoying. And you know what, guys, too? Also, animal names are identical. They're so common. Why on earth does a damn dog have to be named Spot just because he's got a spot on his back and he's just like the novel? Why? Luna is so common in an animal name, it's not even funny. And I'm like, what is your cat's name? What is your dog's name? Luna. Of course it's Luna. That's the #1 common name for an animal too. It continues. The legacy of names continue to be so common in this world. Nancy. Of course, you would name your dog Nancy. You would name your dog Nancy. And you know, some kids are not educated about animals and names. They're just like, oh, well, he's a Chihuahua or whatever, so I will name him blah 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 blah. And it's like, isn't that a common name? Like, can't you just come up with something else? A common name for a dog or cat. I used to hate that. Like, when we had a tabby cat, it came across to my mind, as well as my cousin's mind, that our tabby cat is going to name Garfield. Why? Because the tabby cat Garfield. Because that's what we knew back in the 90s. Now that they made Puss in Boots. Oh, what's your cat's name? Puss in Boots? Just because the cat has white boots, you always name the cat Boots, or you always name him Socks. Just because the cat has white on his feet, it's got to be a common name saying, please don't tell me your cat is called Socks or Boots. And they're like, yeah, how do you know? Well, because it's obvious. You don't know how to put a name on your damn cat or dog. Some dogs do have white paws, and they're like, oh, I have nothing else to say, but he's Boots. Just because of that. Wow. And any rescue cat or dog too, the same way. the same way. So again, guys, what is y'all's opinion? Do y'all hate common names? Do y'all dig it? First of all, way too many Lewises, way too many Jose's. Stop with Lewises and Jose's. I beg of you. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.